Hi there, I'm Caroline Johnson, Director of Vetpol. We know that you have choice and we're really happy that you've chosen to study with us. And I'd like to start by committing to each and every student to ensure that your study journey is as rewarding and fulfilling as possible. We think you've made a very wise decision because investing in yourself and developing new knowledge and skills is always a worthwhile thing to do. Becoming a Vetpol SQP is particularly smart as this is a growing market with an increasing number of veterinary medicines being reclassified as VPS. This is really good news for animal owners as it means they have more choice about where they go to purchase the products they need. And of course, it's good news for SQPs and the businesses that employ them. There are also lots of opportunities too. After nearly 20 years, there's still very little professional recognition for SQPs within the public that they serve, and we think this is a huge missed opportunity. There's also not much in the way of a career path for those ambitious SQPs who wish to continually better themselves. And so, these two factors, professional recognition and career development, are areas that we at Vetpol are very focused on and very keen to put right. SQPs are trained to give great advice which adds value to the businesses they serve, but more importantly, they add value to the customer interaction. Now, when this is done well, this has a considerable bearing on animal welfare, so never ever underestimate your value as an SQP. We want you to enjoy your study as much as possible, and of course we want you to pass your professional exams first time. So this short video is all about making sure that everything goes to plan. Each SQP has to study this core module and at least one species module, and so our first trip is that you study in that particular order. We also recommend that you read Vetpol's exam guide fairly early on so you can start to get your head around the online exam format and what you'll be expected to know. So for example, you'll need to fully understand the code of practice for SQPs and how this applies to what an SQP can and cannot legally do. As you work your way through our training modules, you'll find that the key points are highlighted. We've peppered them with lots of self-learning exercises, and at the end of every section there are self-learning multiple choice quizzes. And we thoroughly recommend that you do everything that is offered to you because it will help embed the training and your knowledge as you go through. If at any point you've got questions to ask, then please head over to our forum where the golden rule is that there's no such thing as a stupid question. There's probably also no such thing as a question that somebody else hasn't had either. So feel free to consult with the other students and qualified SQPs that you'll find there because they're all happy to help. Throughout your studies, we suggest you take notes and make flashcards of the key points. The Vetpol SQP exams are open book, so you can have your notes with you to refer to during the exams themselves. If you are more of an auditory learner, then you may prefer to make a short recording of the key points to play back to yourself, say that when you're driving or maybe when you're having a cup of coffee. But bear in mind that recording is not allowed in the exams. No noise is allowed during the exams. So make sure that if this is your preferred route of learning, that you also take notes and flashcards. If you're lucky enough to be working in a retail environment or a veterinary practice where medicines are already sold, then use this opportunity to put your learning into context. Shadow other SQPs when they're supplying medicines to customers, and if you're studying a farm module, then we highly recommend that you get on as many farm visits as you possibly can. If you're a farm student, you may also wish to listen to the Archers on Radio 4 and watch Countryfile on a Sunday night, as these programmes will remind you of what is happening on farms at particular times of the year. So this is all very useful for embedding learning. Some of you will be working for businesses who employ SQP trainers to help with revision. And if this is you, then embrace the help that they can give you in the final preparation and run up to the exams. At Vetpol, we believe that good SQP trainers are worth their weight in gold. When you feel that you're ready to sit your exams, then let us know at least 2 weeks in advance, as we will then set you up on the Lantra system, giving you a 2-week slot. This means you can sit your exams anytime you wish between 8 AM on the first day and 10 PM on the last day. And you can sit your exams together, or you can sit them on separate days. Prior to the exam, you'll also be sent 4 data sheets for each species exam that you're sitting. 1 or 2 of these will come up in the scenario questions and the others will be distractors. Please read them carefully, highlighting key points such as the species for which they're licensed, the age of the animals they're for, contraindications and so on. And make sure that you have these data sheets on your desk to hand on exam day. At this point, you will also be directed to the exam guide and setup guide. So read them carefully and do exactly as they say. Just before your exams, go through the key points in the Code of Practice once again. Read the data sheets that you've been sent, and I'm sorry, but I have to say it again, go through the exam guide. Yes, again. So at this point you may have been through it 3 times, and if you find it useful, please do it a 4th time, as everything you need to know is in there. Make sure that 48 hours before your exam slot, you've set up your computer and you've run the tests. Finally, you've reached exam day itself. The most obvious thing is to make sure that you've got a quiet room and put a great big do not disturb notice up on the door. Ensure that your study notes, data sheets and photo ID are all on the desk, because it will be an instant disqualification if you get up halfway through your exams to retrieve these. So make sure you're fully prepared before you push the button to start your exam. Any noise distractions are simply not allowed in exams, so no headphones, earpieces, phones, music playing in the background or any other distraction is simply not allowed. And I'm really sorry to sound like your mum here, but do make sure that you go to the loo beforehand. The important thing to remember is that you'll be recorded from the moment you start your exam into the moment you submit your paper. So follow these simple rules and make sure that you don't transgress in any way, as this could lead to a fail. So finally, that just leaves me to wish you all the best for luck and to say, just go for it. Enjoy the day, embrace the moment, have as much fun as you possibly can, and remember that we're here to help at any time in the run-up to the exam, but also afterwards when you qualify. Thank you very much.